Hello students, this is Shahid sir. So we were discussing about evolution. In our previous session we have discussed evolution by taking three different situations. Now in this session we will discuss about acquired and inherited traits. So first of all we should know about what is the meaning of acquired and inherited traits. Here the trait meaning characters. Traits are nothing but the characters. So first of all we'll start with the acquired traits. So acquired traits are traits which are developed in organism during their lifetime and are not inherited by the next generation. So these are some of the characters which are developed in our body during our lifetime, and for this character our genes are not responsible. For example, if you are working on a land, if you are a farmer, so you are directly exposing to the sunlight or daily exposing to the sunlight, so your skin color may somewhat change. So it is also said to be the acquired character. Another example we can take, like because of accident, your eyesight, you lost your eyesight. So this character is also said to be the acquired character, because this character you get from the environment. There is no change in the gene. So that type of character cannot inherit it, cannot go to the next generation. Another example we can take, like writing or speaking any language. If you are able to write English, so it is not compulsory that your next generation should also write in English only. So these are some of the characters which are developed in our body from the environment or through during the lifetime. And for that character our genes are not responsible. So that type of traits are said to be the acquired trait. Now we'll consider some example to understand this in detail. So in our previous session we have discussed that three situations for evolution. So we'll discuss this from taking that example. So in that third situation we have discussed, if any disease is there for a plant, so if plant is having any disease, so what will happen? If plant is having any disease, so the beetles which are living on the plant cannot get the enough food, so the weight of that beetles decreases, and the next generation also having weight loss. But when the plant will disease free, so when the plant become disease free, the beetles can get food again and they will get their original weight, and that same beetles, that weight is transferred to the next generation. Their same characters transferred to the next generation. So there is no change of that characteristics, because that change is not in the gene. That change is because of some environmental condition. So when they get the food, they will get their original condition. So that is also said to be the acquired trait, because that weight reduce is because of the environmental factor. No gene is changed in that condition. Another example we can take to understand this. So if we breed a group of mice, all their progeny will have tails as expected. So as we know, mice are having the tails. So as if we breed a group of mice, all their progeny will have tail. That is expected. Now if the tail of this mice are removed by surgery, so if we remove the tail of the mice by surgery, in each generation, do these tailless mice have tailless progeny? So if you are able to remove the tail of mice, so is it possible that their next generation also having tailless? No, it is not there, because tail is removed surgically. So there is no change in the gene. That character, mice got that character because of environmental factors, because of environmental conditions, because of external factors. So that gene not change. So then next generation is not having the tailless. That next generation should have tail, because that character, the gene of that character is not changed. We have surgically cut the tail, so that surgically cut the tail cannot change that gene. So gene has not changed, and we know that for every characters genes are responsible. Gene will give all the characters, so there is no change in the gene, so all the progeny of that tailless mice will have the tail, because that gene for the tail is not changed. And it makes sense because removal of the tail cannot change the gene of the germ cell of the mice. Some other examples of acquired traits are speaking any language, writing skill, muscular body, hearing loss due to accident, or singing. These all can consider as acquired traits. For example, see the speaking any language. If you are speaking Gujarati or Hindi, that doesn't mean your next generation should also speak Hindi and Gujarati only. No, it is not like this. Whatever they will learn, they will speak. Writing skill. If your handwriting are good or bad, it is not compulsory that your next generation is also having same handwriting like you, because this is not a inherited character. This is acquired. And muscular body. If you are going in gym, so your body is a muscular body. If your next generation is not going in gym, so they may not have a muscular body. Hearing loss due to any accident. And singing. If you are a good singer, that is one of the character that you learn the singing, so there is no change in the gene, you learn that. So it is not that if you are a good singer, your next generation, your offsprings, your daughter or son is also a good singer. So these are some of the characters which cannot pass in next generation. So these characters are said to be acquired characters or acquired traits. Next is inherited traits or inherited characters. Now inherited characters means the character which can pass on next generation. So traits which are passed from one generation to the next generation through DNA in the germ cell. So these are the characters which can pass from one generation to another generation. It is said to be the inherited traits. For example, free or attached earlobes, skin color, eye color, hair color, height. These all are the characters which can pass from parent to their offspring. For example, suppose eye color. If parent, mother or father is having brown eye color, so there is a possibility that their offspring may have brown eye color. Why? Because that gene for the color is transferred from parent to the offspring. For their eye color, genes are responsible. That eye color is not because of the environmental factor. This eye color is because of the gene. So a father or mother is having a brownish eye, so their offspring may have brownish eye. Hair color, same thing. If your father is having the black hair, their offspring may have the black hair. This all are said to be the inherited characters, means this character can pass from parent to the offspring. Same like the height. If your father or mother is having 6 feet height, there is a high possibility that you are having 6 feet height. You will not have 3 to 4 feet height. You may have 6 feet height, average 6 feet height. So these are some of the characters which can pass from one generation to the other generation, because these characters, there is a change in the gene. For this character, genes are responsible. So this character can pass from one generation to another generation. So these characters are said to be the inherited characters or inherited traits. Our next topic is speciation. So what is the speciation? It is nothing but the process by which new species develop from existing species. So as we have discussed in our previous session, in that 3 situation, initially we are having a red beetle. From that red beetle something happened, and because of that red beetle, some of the red beetle changes to green and some of the red beetle changes to blue beetles. So initially there is only one species of beetle that is red in color, but after some time we can see 2 different types of beetles. One is red beetle is there, blue beetle is there, and green. So a new species is formed from pre-existing species. Already one species is there, and from that species, suppose red species is already there, red beetle is already there, from that red, blue and green beetles form. So from pre-existing new species is formed, and that process is said to be the speciation. Now what are the causes of the speciation? Why this happen? So there may be different causes of the speciation. 3 causes are written here. These 3 causes are geographical isolation, genetic drift and mutation. These are the main causes of the speciation. First one is geographical isolation. Geographical isolation means what? Different geographical area. Suppose initially we are having only red beetles, and that red beetles are living on one mountain area. From that beetles, some of the beetles migrate from that area to another area where the condition is somewhat different. So what will happen? Because of some different condition, the new character, they adapt the new characteristic, and as they migrate from one area to another area, and suppose this area is so far, so they cannot reproduce with each other. Now migrant species of beetle cannot reproduce with the original species which are living on that area. So what will happen? Because of that factors, environmental factors, some of the characteristics they have changed for adaptation. So for this also new species can form. That is say one of the reason, one of the causes. So geographical isolation. Second, genetic drift. Already we have discussed about genetic drift. Genetic drift means elimination of gene from population. So some of the genes are eliminated in the population which are responsible for some characteristic. So if these genes are eliminated in the population, then that characteristics, we can say that characteristics has changed because that species is not having that gene. So if that gene is not there, means that character is not there. So character has changed. So if character change, so we can say new species can produce. So that is the second thing. And the third one is mutation. Mutation, simply a gene mutation, DNA mutation, alteration in the DNA sequences. Any alteration in the DNA sequences may it leads to a new species, a generation of a new species. So these are some of the causes of speciation. Thank you.